World Cup 94, a second milestone for the Stars. World Cup qualifier against Guatemala. They begin the road to World Cup 98. Qualifying soccer on ESPN. Today from RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., Kodak presents Guatemala and the United States. And welcome to the Nation Chapter this afternoon. I'm Bob Lee. Now the games of the utmost importance to Team USA. No margin for error. The first of 16 qualifying matches that will be taking place in the World Cup of the opponent Guatemala. It is for 2.5 weeks. The flag is W. Mateo Flores in Guatemala City for a stable World Cup qualifier. A stampede to take scores people and into scores more. It is like the national guard of the country of Guatemala. It certainly will be an emotional factor in today's game. Certainly, given down in the USA is playing the most of stars Guatemala's back there. The U.S. knows also that the U.S. are expected to win this game. That's right. They've got to concentrate on themselves, and there's some very important factors in this match. Not the least of which is Steve Sampson. Steve Sampson has some great success in tournaments the last 2 years in international matches. That's all an interesting footlight today in the arena of the World Cup. So he brings back one of the great veterans, Tom Dooley, 35 years old. He's going to be sleeper today. He's going to be a very important man in the leadership of the backfield where there have been some problems for the U.S. No problems up front. All kinds of speed. Ernie Stewart in from Holland for this match. And he's going to be looking for shooting opportunities, as will Kobe Jones, who's got a very good deal of goal against Guatemala. There is an electricity in the air today, certainly. There's a large Guatemalan contingent here today. This is the UNC service that is deep and experienced. They're being experienced and very hungry to get on the road to win. It is very different. It's not a friendly. It's not a tough match. This is a World Cup qualifying as the finals are underway. Guatemala and the United States. The world is back on balls for balls. I believe the number one back on the U.S. national team. November Sunday. Replacing football when the Redskins play, but it's the World Series. Let's take a look at the start of the lineup for today's game. The back three just went 3-5-2 the USA today. An interesting experiment, which I think we're going to see a lot of this season with Tom Dooley as sleeper, as you mentioned. And of course the midfield, some very familiar names there for soccer fans in the USA. None more than John Hart, who is captain in perpetuity of this team. And of course this is the home ground for the Washington Club and everyone. And he'll want to silence the Guatemalan fans here as quickly as possible. The Guatemalan side with Edgar Estrada in goal today. And some strong defenders there also for them. But I think we're going to be looking up front more than anything else for some strikers. Juan Carlos Plata, who is a short player but very strong indeed, and he scored 3 goals against Nicaragua to get us through the preliminary
round. So he's going to be the threat on goal for Guatemala.
For the game, momentary concerns about Sam Ramos, who went down in the pregame warm-up, who needed some attention from the training staff. But obviously, he's already been nominated to put in the starting lineup. They seem to be favoring lefty, perhaps. He got no report. He was able to walk it off. So he is in the starting lineup, and he will be playing today. And I will tell you, quite frankly, you've probably been able to discern from the sound here, it is a largely Guatemalan crowd in terms of volume. Our officials are from the nation of Jamaica. Also in CONCACAF, Mr. Charles Barrett is the referee. The referee's assistants are Earl Morgan and Dave Michael. Now they count for real. Steve Sampson Moses with his coaching staff.
Got Clyde Charles there with him from Portland, Oregon, where he coaches men's and women's soccer at the University of Portland.
Lorenzo Cordero at Argentine, who is now in his 10th month as the national coach of Guatemala. Beautiful afternoon. That's chilly, 46 in the sun, and the field in very good condition. A great soccer venue. Fans are close to the action. This is a veteran team. They know what has to be done today, and they, not like in years past, they've done that to assemble from around the world because of Major League Soccer. They have had, for the most part, bus rides towards that plane hop in Graduate School of Vista, California, then in Fairfax, Virginia, and now they're here to begin a 16-match march. They hope will culminate the track.
Well, these players, of course, Bob, had a wonderful experience in '94 from the U.S. when the World Cup was so exciting in this country, and they want to savor it, but they know that unlike 1994 when they qualified as the host, they've got a rough road to hoe. They've got to play 16 games in order to make it to Class 98. Now, this is game number 1.
The last score, Eric Winalda belongs to those players. And we're underway. U.S. Soccer and ESPN last night, Kodak, and all the other U.S. Soccer sponsors for allowing today's game action to be brought to you commercial-free. Thomas Gould is a sweeper back. Cavegas, who played on this field for DC United. Ball too far for Ronaldo. Berlin and Leon on defense, puts it up for Guatemala. Gould gets a 6-foot to it. That's quickly by the Roadhouse. Acevedo with a shot. Right on the killer. Backs him up a little bit. Martin Machon with the shot. Number 6.
Martin Machon with a very good opening shot. The San Casey Keller, but Casey's having a great year in England. He looks no problem about it.
Go back more. Bounce down into the area. Leon, number 11, clears. 15, Paca, and a foot to it. Now it's Chase for 15-year-old. Gets it back to his keeper, Edgar Estrada for Guatemala. Guatemala said their mission today is to bring happiness to their country. The USA players know their mission is to get out of this match with 3 points. Results are what matter. Machon, number 6, goes defensively in Spain. Rode up, lays it back. Jorge rode up for the long ball, not it down.
Got it down by Ernie Stewart, and that's a very significant piece of play by Ernie Stewart, who we mentioned at the top. He's going to be motoring down that left side. He also has to drop back and cover because the U.S. has only 3 defenders.
And he goes to the ball. Ramos makes that run. Looks set here. Jones trailing the play. And there he is, number 13. Mark, number 6. Reina. Really swooping Cavegas. Men in the box for the U.S. all the way around to Kobe. He can get there. Plata, number 15, gets it past Lamas. And Aegis is on it for the United States.
Ernie Stewart with a lot of possession already and a lot of space.
Looking for Joe Moore making the run. And a goal kick.
It gives a free kick for a challenge from behind by Joe Moore. Well, already we see the attacking floor of Ernie Stewart. Toby Jones not quite so much, but Ernie certainly well into the play early on to put some pressure on the right side of the Guatemala.
for that ball. Headed by Rodas. Jorge Rodas, number 5, who plays the San Diego Flash. So one familiar player, certainly to American soccer fans. As John brings it down. Plata on the ball, watched by Jones. But defensive showings already by the wing midfielders from the U.S.
That's right, and also by the center of the defense. John Hart in particular has got to be the top midfield defender there, but there's good pressure by the other people around him who are going to come through, like Reyna and Remo.
Saw some pressure there from Joe Max Moore trying to win that ball. Gets underway on a beautiful Sunday afternoon at RSA Stadium, the premier venue for the sport. In the U.S. is Ramos to take it back to Casey Keller. And Keller, who at the starting out of this game, Brad Friedel on the bench today. Volley by Leon. Wallace moves it in the air. John number 50 had that early touchdown. In the box. Valencia gets over the top. Keller gets it again. Machon is there.
Machon very much the danger man already in this game. A young player, in fact, the last player to join this national team came in 1991. Has not added any new players since that era. But look at Machon with a good first touch and a quick left-footed shot. Well seen by Keller and touched over the top.
Machon will take the corner kick. Perez, number 10, running 6 in front of Keller. Three of the players in the box. One in the air by Moore. And put out to Herman Wano, number 17. Wano keeps it in. Machon back on it. Tackled away and long. Well, the tackle back. In the Gold Cup, with winning 3 of them. That was Daniel's third rainy day in Los Angeles.
All right, that U.S. team, 9 of that team is starting here today. Balboa not here, and Burns on the bench.
Reyna chasing the ball. And Wallace down in his space. Cody Jones to his right. And almost going for the ball. Really wants to defensively. And will not with his play. Machon on the lead. Brings upon him. Cody Jones on a header. He's coming back defensively. And he's up to you. He's coming back on the flank.
Well, the team is playing for the Arcade is playing some nice compact soccer. They're staying in touch with each other. When they make a bad pass, and Wallace gets just then, it wasn't the disaster that it might have been in previous years where there were some huge spaces. They have slowed the systems down quickly because they respect Guatemala's ability to come forward fast and with good inter-passing skill.
Wallace looks like he might have switched positions with Thomas Dooley at the moment. Wallace perhaps Weaver and Dooley playing the right side. Good ball up to Kobe Jones. Shot at Fortune. Eric went off and now. With a cross. Looking to go back there in the air. It's tipped over by Andrew Estrada.
Well, it's hard for Gilman to see that ball. I think it looked like he saw it late because the ball took a bit of a time to get there. There's a long ball coming over and Estrada just touched it over. You see, but look at this ball. It's a long floating ball. It's in the sun. He tries to get a good header on it. Not a very good header. And the keeper just does the safety first thing and touches it over. Now this is a piece of play the U.S. practiced yesterday. Let's see if they go near post or far post. There's various opportunities here.
Ramos. Ooh, and went all the side to play. And here's a dangerous play call. Perhaps that was the call. Now it's just a quick restart.
The ball is out of play. Throw in for the U.S. Well, Ronaldo was claiming that the Guatemalan player there, Ronaldo, he was claiming the Guatemalan player was the one committing the dangerous play by lowering his head. Which, actually is oftentimes time because the header is too low, then can be dangerous, can draw a dangerous situation. Well,
the sequence again off the corner kick by Ramos.
Yeah, Ramos with the corner kick here will slide it in towards the near post, and you see Ronaldo coming for it, and the defender coming for it, and you judge, is this a low header, or is this a high foot?
Ball looked to be right just below the waist.
But inevitably, referee will give the benefit of the doubt to the defense in a situation like that.
Claudio Reyna. Now Martin Machon, number 6. They have two very destroying opportunities for Guatemala. Morales is in a foot race now. Number 14, Julio Roda.
Well, Wallace was in a good position there. Getting between the defender, between the attacker rather, on the ball. So either going to be drawing the foul or playing it back. Wallace under a lot of speed here to get over. You see he's in pretty good position here. Stealing the ball and foul committed by Roda.
Ronaldo settles onside for more. Shot! Save! Estrada! A quick break, great pass by Waldo, and more is snapped by Estrada.
Well, that's a nice attacking duo up top for the U.S. Joe Max Moore and Ronaldo. This might have been one that should have gone in. In fact, it was one that should have gone in. But look at this good, intelligent first pass by Ronaldo. Not even looking. And a good attempt on goal by Moore, but not enough pace to get under the keeper.
The right-handed into Estrada. Stopping Joe Max Moore.
Joe Max, terrific season, coming late to the New England Revolution. Major League Soccer scored 11 goals for them and absolutely transformed that team into a decent attacking unit, which it had not been in the first 2 thirds of the season. It fell short of the playoffs, but it wasn't because of Joe Max.
Keith Sampson saying he was great for turning short back to the national side, and Joe Max lost a little bit of breath after the playoffs, along with the likes of Wallace, and the fact that the New Jersey New York Metro Stars went out early meant that Cat Ramos that was more breath as well. 17, Herman Milano for the throw-in. Lays it off, thanks to the work. Trying to get it back. And a free kick for the U.S.
Well, a foul on, I think Top Ramos was the one who went down there hard. And a tough midfield foul to break up the U.S. swarming attack. Look at them come through swarming attack there with Leon coming up. Now, the being Ivan Leon, the number 11 player you see there, he is a player who's moved into a sleeper position. And you see him coming way up there and whacking, without any question, whacking Ramos and knocking him over. But Leon is originally listed as a midfielder, but clearly is a fifth defender at this point.
Free kick for the U.S. just inside the touchline. Graham got Waldo in the box. Joe Max Moore says we'll be looking on the far side. The speed of that man earning still at any moment. Right on to his shot. Ooh, made it interesting. His 31st appearance for the Guatemalan national side. You can imagine that these images in Guatemala throughout the nation transfixing right now after the tragedy 2.5 years ago. English, the ball was up but not out. Finally, trying to civil plate and black. Yeah, there's no one fiddled it for a moment.
Well won by Toby though, Bob. Getting way up top there. He is again on the ball.
Acevedo, number 8.
Right over his opposite Girona.
And wins another nice ball. And a throw for the United States. While going with a 3-5-2 formation, there are questions. Steve Sampson talked about it yesterday, and that he needs his wing midfield short. Jones to show defensively, and they have done that today. Leon just fires on that, and now Estrada gobbles it up.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, is it back pass or a mid kick, maybe?
We've got football tonight, the American version. The Niners and the Saints. Jerry Rice, 3 receptions away from 1,000 on his career. And Rick Venturi, who coaches the Saints, 8 Eastern, right after prime time on ESPN, the game of the Cody Jones, the other side of the field. And Acevedo, so good, but Guatemala. In the 13th minute of the scoreless match, the first qualifier for the U.S. The U.S. was last in its group to begin qualification. Guatemala was to have displayed 3 matches by this point. They have 1 point so far from a road draw with Trinidad and Tobago.
It was a very good result for them getting that match in Port of Spain. Trinidad and Tobago had all kinds of trouble early in this playoff round, having lost it in the home of Costa Rica. And they will be the U.S. next opponent a week ago.
Playing a run out with a long ball. Short misfires. It will be a corner kick.
Well, there's one of the problems with an attack-minded player having to come back and do a skillful piece of defending, which is to head a ball back to his keeper in the sun. And you'll see look how the shadows are. He's looking right at that sun. He wants to flick it back. He wants to flick it away from the goal, which is correct. But he gets it too wide. So, corner kick opportunity now for Guatemala.
Matt Schoen curls it in. Keller punches it. And it's very calmly put out by Ramos. Valencia shaking. Puts it right back in. Keller gave it a look.
Well, Keller is certainly no stranger to shots like that or crosses like that. Valencia powering one in, and earlier the corner kick is sort of the bread and butter of the English First Division in which he plays, or sorry, Premier Division in which he plays for Leicester.
And Stars.
Yeah, tremendous game recently, a 2-0 win over Newcastle. Although Leicester lost yesterday when he was over here, so they really missed him.
Wallace. That ball laid back to Jones by Winalda. Eric Winalda. Through ball, looking for Joe McClure. Toby Jones will take it again. Settled by Ramos. It's a hit from behind. Quickly off. And a lot of contact out there today.
Yeah, Tab Ramos has become a great tackler in this field from his earlier days when he wasn't quite so strong physically. There you see Tab. He's become a very, very tough. He's got a lot of yellow cards in Major League Soccer this year. Also, Ramos has been sent. And we need to be sure not to fall prey to that. We do not want that to happen in the World Cup players. That is very, very disciplined.
No, Ramos have a mind to do that. And Eric Winalda has been known to express himself on occasion.
Third.
That's Sean with the ball. Funes in midfield. Lopez to Funes. Back to Machon. Here's the attack to Guatemala. Martin Machon playing it wide. Roda. Ramos. Davis Isaac is one in the air by Wada. And Hartstock's back, sent right back in. The tragedy 2.5 weeks ago at the Mateo Flores Stadium in Guatemala City, and it's commemorated with the black ribbon on the left arm of each of the Guatemalan players. Scores died. It took only 5 to 10 minutes for that tragedy to unfold, and that has been a motivating factor for this Guatemalan side, which is well down in the world ranking. The U.S. currently ranked 25th in the world, mostly because of inactivity. They have been in the top 20 for several years. Quincy Jones now tackled away and run by Julio Herrera, number 16. Jones gets another foot to it.
Two defenders coming over there to challenge him. In fact, one of them, Plata, he's supposed to be playing up front. He's come over the bench, but they've made a change already. As Guatemala, Valencia has gone way up front. Number 19, he started out of the back.
Whoa, and a push from behind. Down goes Winalda. And we'll see if the card comes out. And this has turned ugly in the 17th minute. As the foul was called against the U.S., Winalda took a push from behind, and he is still down.
Well, he's walking away here after the foul, and over comes Leon, and going to keep in mind that somebody else buries him with a shove from behind. That's got to be a card of some kind, obviously.
It hasn't come out yet. I don't know how much of that is actual distress, how much of it might be to the referee's benefit. It's tough to tell from that replay whether he did go face down. Leon. Marlon Leon is issued a caution in the 17th minute.
Well, one of the things that Guatemala has got to be careful about, they have to also watch their discipline. They don't want to lose players.
And the Guatemala player is down as well. It appears to be Jorge Rodas, number 5, who, as we mentioned earlier, plays for the San Jose Flash. So, when all this found, then the retaliation, the card shown.
It might be that they're going to give a card to Ronaldo here. The referee trying to get the players away so he can get some control here. There, you see it again. There's a question about what went on there. But Ronaldo gets the yellow.
And the defense continues on the clock. There might be another card pulled out here in the second. Leon irate. to Hiron. So Hiron gets the card as well. So we have the American football scores, and you've got the closed football unfolding in front of you here. The road to World Cup '98, which is at a spot of controversy here. So we talked about Eric's temperament, and moments later he validates our discussion.
Well, obviously the irritation seen in the Guatemalans was for the foul by Ronaldo, which they thought was way over the top, and it was a little hard to see on the replay, but the retaliation was evident, and Hiron picks up the second yellow. So they're playing with 2 yellows, and the U.S. playing on one with Eric Ronaldo.
Leon with a long ball, one in the air. Rodas, who came right back up. It's Jones, flick on. Agus with the ball. And the foul against Guatemala.
Yeah, referee here being absolutely careful to call anything that looks like a physical challenge at this point, because if he doesn't, things could easily erupt again.
Wallace back to Keller now. Will be playing the left side. And Jorge Reyna starts out of his end against Jorge Rojas. So a correction, if we had mentioned that Leon indicated that he had received a yellow card. 2 yellow cards in that exchange to Hiron and to Ronaldo. Leon did not receive one. So Hiron, number 16 of Guatemala, did receive the yellow card, and Eric Ronaldo to the United States. No goals, a lot of action, a lot of contact, and plenty of emotion here at our game. As Joe Max Moore challenged for that ball. Played professionally and very well in Germany last season with Nuremberg in the 2nd division of the Bundesliga, and has 3 national team goals this year.
Now this is the moment when the team has got to get its composure back. Good tackle in there, well taken away there. Come on, Milano.
Steve Sampson feels this team has got to prove it can consistently play as a favorite. The United States has a marvelous recent history as an underdog. Those days are dwindling. Power, the ability the U.S. has shown is Reyna comes back to win the ball to Agus on his own field. A little trouble perhaps with the footing. Now Dewey back in his sweeper role. The only thing that matters in a World Cup qualifier is the result. Eric Ronaldo, the first to his left, leads to Joe Max Moore. And Leon is there, number 11. Stewart watching him. Nice piece of work. Run of Guatemala defense. Long ball, Kobe Jones is there. Oh, McDermott's on it. The through from behind. Kobe wins the ball with a left foot clearance, looking for Stewart. There's Valencia, number 19, against Stewart. And good action end-to-end.
Good speedy play by the Guatemalans, taking advantage of a little bit of lack of pace at the back of the U.S. Kobe Jones having to come back to help out with his pace.
Rolano on the ball. Mr. Barrett letting a few things go. Now a restart for Guatemala. Jorge Rodas. And out comes the keeper in front of him. And Wallace with a push, apparently. And we play on. Tough. No prisoners, and we said there is the extreme importance to every point, and you must win your games at home.
Well, that was a dicey call, and could have gone against Alexi Wallace, challenging very hard on Julio Rodas, and Rodas got touched and went down, knowing he was in the penalty area, hoping to draw a penalty kick. But the referee didn't buy it.
Charles Zard, the referee from Jamaica, has won a lot of contact, though he has shown the card twice. And he took a take charge of that situation when all of it was pushed and basically sorted out. Jeff Davis moving up. Moore leads it back.
There's another challenge from behind it. This is not appealing play at all by the Guatemalans, whacking people from behind like this. And certainly there was a bump at the other end by Alexi Wallace, but this is really pretty tough stuff coming up for the team. Still back here with the back to the play. There's no question Leon is whacking him there. Protesting, but there's nothing to protest because that was just a blatant foul. And that's the second time he's done that. 6 fouls already by Guatemala, 4 by the U.S.
And we're in the 53rd minute. Still is matching, still the contact continues. John Hart's in there.
Well, players won't back off to 10 yards, and he wants them back there. So, Funes, the captain.
Rodas will not move. The policy is instructed to move back. But the gridiron football marking standing clear. They're only 8 yards away, and they'll creep even closer to the ball. Played quickly. I don't know if he was expecting it there. It's Jones now. Not that the 18 as Jones went down.
Well, that was a poor piece of play by the U.S. because, as you said, Hart didn't know it was coming. Kobe Jones rescued him a little bit, but Kobe's not in the offensive flow much of the game. That little flurry of things accomplished what Guatemala wanted to accomplish, which is to throw off the USA rhythm, because they were looking very good for a long time, and now Guatemala beginning to play with a lot more confidence.
Valencia for Funes, number 10. Back to Valencia. Another trouble on the far side as Reina goes down. The Arena plays with Bayern Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Primarily this year, the reserve team for him has not seen very much significant action. Oh, another collision. And down went Moore again.
Yeah, that's Rodas. Rodas coming in on Joe Max Moore. Joe Max getting whacked again from behind, and the referee's, I think he's got to get a little tougher here. You see Rodas coming in from behind. Left leg looked like got the ball, but the right leg certainly left Joe Max from down. Look at the left leg there, but now watch the right leg coming around too. So a little bit of a scissors tackle in from the back, and you know the last World Cup '94 was supposed to mark the death of the tackle from behind. Red cards, no leg for the stuff hasn't happened.
Ernie Stewart off the free kick against Valencia. The cross lifted high, really looking at the 18. Machon. Settled by Ramos. Now Reina. Ball didn't get to Ronaldo, but Rudy is on it. Keeper. Now Eric Ronaldo has his card today. Back to the intended tackle. Nice ball. Played wide. Oh, behind Thomas Dooley. Runs out.
Yeah, Thunder going to touch in there. Dooley coming up to add an extra player here. Good move. Other people drop into his play, so he does that.
Jones throwing. Gets it back. Ramos into the block. Touched by Joe Max Moore. Hart's now on it. With a shot, no. Looks for it possibly. Tumbles as he crosses into the area. We play on.
There you saw the first touch from Joe Max. A bad one because he was expecting to get hit from behind again. John Hart had a good chance to get in there and get a shot on goal.
Well, if Moore is playing like that, then perhaps Guatemala has accomplished what they set out to do with him. Might have defeated his mind at every time. He'll go down and go down hard.
Well, it does happen, but Joe's a pretty tough guy. Grew up in Tulsa, where his father was involved with the old Tulsa Roughnecks. He still has a bit of that roughneck tradition. I don't think he's going to be intimidated by any of the Guatemalan defenders.
12 fouls and 27 minutes, and 2 cards down already. Jorge Rodas was in ahead. It was brother Julio and Jason Keller to boot to it.
He's struggling with his back pass because he's a right-footed kicker. These balls keep coming back to him for a left-footed clearance and block up into the area.
Ramos is there with a left foot. Trying to clear it out of trouble and having problems and looking a little unsettled right now. Good pressure and presence from Guatemala. Valencia now across the way. Number 19. Leon has moved up the sweeper. Leon. The flutter. Gonzalo Suarez gets possessed across the United States. Ronaldo. Down. The foul outside the box.
Well, Ronaldo definitely showing superior speed down there and pretty good restraint now as he was assaulted on that far side again by I think it was Herman Rolano. Yeah, Herman Rolano just pulling, pushing, tripping, knocking him down just before he gets to the danger area, the penalty area. And here you see him remonstrating with the referee and the linesman and anybody else who listens about the elbows and everything else, but it's a World Cup match. Tough game. This is not just an exhibition anymore.
Ramos, blocked down. He was not 10 yards away, so we have a encroachment in football terms. If he came in, we'll have an indirect free kick now taken.
This is all very typical kinds of tactics. You see all the players going over there to protest, slow the game down, disrupt the flow, anything that will give them an advantage. It's total sportsmanship. Well, not sportsmanship, gamesmanship.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Guatemala did not warm up on the pitch. They came out only just before the kickoff for maximum emotional effect. Ramos will take it.
The linesman on the right side here, Bob, is signaling that he wants to talk to the referee. And Winalda is going over to asking him because somebody got clobbered in the area.
And Leon will come over for the same discussion. And they will consult in private.
John Moore was hit. I think, and that's why he told him he kept.
And referee assistants are empowered to point things out that the referees don't see. The theory behind the changing of the title from lines to the referee assistant. And Winalda, we have a part off of this, believing that the linesman did see it and wanting that linesman to tell Mr. Barrett about the foul. To no avail.
Well, he just gave a warning. Verbal warning, that is. No yellow card.
Ramos looking. Reina touches it back. Back sends it in. Offside flag is up. We play on as Guatemala has it. No, they whistle it. They did whistle it.
Well, this is a real challenge for the U.S. now. They've got to get their composure back. They have to play tough. You don't want to be pushed off the field the way Guatemala is trying to do it, but they have succeeded in rattling the U.S. and knocking them off their playing rhythm.
Later today, 4:30 Eastern, here on ESPN, the finals of the Paris Open. Amy Gabelikov back in the city of his tribe where he won the French Open. Now the Paris Open taking on Thomas Enfield. Finals at 4:30 Eastern today on ESPN.
Well, Bob, this is an indication of what's yet to come. I mean, the U.S. is going to go play games away. Not just in this, here in the friendly USA or not so friendly with all the Guatemala fans here, but they got to go away and play tough matches in Guatemala, Trinidad, Costa Rica. A good front for the realities of life for them.
Reina will throw it in, and it's a home venue, but not necessarily a home crowd. Guatemala with the greater local support today, and I would suspect more tickets sold to Guatemalan supporters. Wallace, Jacoby, trouble with it. Right in front of the bench, and now it's out. It'll be a U.S. throw-in. Got to head to it. Nice bicycle. Julio Miro, number 16. Play rolled out, plays it wide. Nunez, number 10, the playmaker. Against Reina. Still on the ball, Nunez. Davis with a good challenge. Nunez back on it.
Good rush by Nunez. In the end, very much isolated. A nice build-up by Guatemala across the park. It was a good idea. But in the end, it was Nunez on his own.
They run on the ball. That's zone number 6. Through ball, looking inside the box, and Keller has it. The shot by Julio Luna. That run could be a factor. The shadows here are a little fluky until the second half. Half the field in sun, half the field in shadow.
Yeah. Well, John Hawks tripped to the ball in midfield there, and that's something that Dooley is now talking to John Hawks about. And John not happy to be stopped the ball, so he was.
Wallace, the booming hitter. Milano, number 17 in the air. Davis wins that ball. Reina with a touch. Back on it. The U.S. in possession. 33rd minute. World Cup qualification getting underway in a rugged, physical game. Hard sprint to fly to Kobe Jones. Remake to the box, the far post. Headed back in, and right there is the shot.
Well, Ronaldo, I think, trying to set up another player in front rather than shoot on goal there. When a good goalkeeper clears by his side, I like it on that here.
There's Valencia, number 19 against Reina, who got a foot in, throw in Guatemala. They counterattack immediately. And now Egan. Joe McLeod is taking a pounding step. U.S. throw-in.
Guatemala trying to serve it back into the middle for another target, and not quite able to do it. Sun very much in his eyes that time.
Vegas puts the ball down. Reina is on it. Toronto. Vegas back on it. Off down for the moment in the midfield. The scoreless action. Guatemala would be really to seize the game with another point. It would be a tremendous victory for them to hold the U.S. to a draw. Machon was on great danger and skill and getting back to the move right there. Hart's back on it. Now the U.S. with San Ramos. Ramos went all the playing with wide to left. U.S. player is down. Ronaldo goes down as he crosses into the box. Ramos is down and getting up very slowly, and no call in any of that sequence.
Well, Ramos was clobbered after he released the ball. There's a lot of late hitting by the Guatemalans when that happened. And why wasn't the Ronaldo foul call? I can't believe that. He was obviously fit. I don't think he just stumbled. He was taken down from the side of the box. Nothing given.
Jones is more near him. Oh, Ramos. Short will get there. Up on that ball near the corner of the box. Reina defensively to pass to that John.
The Buckeye defense there had two chances to get the best in and allowed him to come forward.
Julio Rodon tackled by Dooley and a fair one. 35 years of age and still counted up for the last line of defense.
Yep, Dooley saw off the ball there. He was able to get to it. And then the attacker turned on him as the challenge came in, and so he got a piece of the two.
Julio Rodon, the older brother of Jorge Rodon.
We'll take a look at it. He sees enough of the ball there to be able to get inside it and get the tackle in. Dooley's not had to do a lot of desperation defense so far. Guatemala really hasn't had but one or two good opportunities. The U.S. has had much more of the possession, but they've been really physically harassed and have had a lot of trouble on getting through midfield. And in fact, in the last 10 minutes, Bob, an awful lot of the U.S. attack has been through the middle and has been playing right into the heart of the Guatemala defense. They've got to go back to try to get some more width from those speed merchants on the outside.
So when we do resume, it'll be a Guatemala throw, and you obviously, as we were chatting about that, you hear the crowd just build primarily, as we said, a Guatemalan crowd here in the capital of the U.S. Kobe gets it away. Rodon well wide. We talked about the experience of this U.S. team. 94, 27, the average age, and starting 11 today, average 55 caps. While only 23 caps, the average similar age to Guatemala, but much less international experience. Wallace wins that ball, goes down, but Tony there, Wallace stays on it. Baka, and that John and Dooley is there. That's the Kunes. Now Valencia. Good. They win the ball in the fourth corner. Rolling.
Yep, they lose the ball. He's got to get that ball away here. Stewart running away with the ball could easily get a yellow card for delay of game if he does that. All those caps for U.S. players. The caps are... U.S. played a lot of friendlies going up to the 1994 World Cup, and the players accumulated a lot of international appearances for mostly competitive games in regional and World Cup playoffs.
Toronto's throwing. Stewart wins it in the air, and Joe Maxmore cleans it out. Back to Leon, number 11. These players for the U.S. have played overseas in Central and South America and have played in situations. I harken back to the last time the U.S. played Guatemala in an Olympic, or I should say a World Cup qualifier. It was in New Britain, Connecticut, 1989. Same situation emotionally as far as the crowd, primarily a non-U.S. crowd.
That's right. That was the home game, and then the U.S. went down to Guatemala return match and played 0-0 down there in that Floor Stadium where the Transit Battery was.
Valencia's ball, and Keller is there. With Julio Rodas just in front.
Casey Keller, bread and butter play for him, no problem. He's that kind of ball all the time. And it was played wide enough that he had room to get over and take it away. He had that one good save early on, but has not had to do very much. You see this ball take a long time. He's well off his line, seeing where it's going to land, and makes a very easy catch of it.
Collision there between Lalas and Julio Rodas.
Yeah, well, Rodas and Lalas have been going at it the whole game.
A lot of grass stains early on.
Yep.
It has been that kind of a match. 2 cards early, very physical. And if he's just joined us, it is a World Cup qualifier. Not a friendly, not a tough match. This is it. This is a real deal.
It is emphatically not friendly.
Ramos, that ball was out. He has taken a pounding today. And he said earlier, went down in the pregame warm-up for a moment and was able to get back up and resume warming up. Martin Machon watched by Kobe Jones, cool watching as well. Machon playing for the corner and gets it.
Machon, one of the bright young players, so Kobe Jones coming out there to help. Kobe doing a lot more defensive work.
Keller, a very vocal keeper. Nunez, near post looking for the flick on. Moore puts it out. And only plays it back to Moore. Machon is back on it. Now with Kobe Jones. This is all onside work. This is plenty of room and space for Reina with 2 men coming down the left side with Stewart in front. Deflected. Estrada is there. And another U.S. player is down in midfield. On top of the fact the U.S. wasted a good chance.
Yeah, that's Kobe Jones, I think. And I think Leon should be red carded. I think Leon should be unquestionably red carded. He is just kicking anybody around him. He's the number 11 player for Guatemala. After Kobe laid this ball off, he was left. Let's see if we can see it here. There's a touch. And now you'll see the challenge coming. He touches it away. And there, look at that. That's a red card. I'm sorry. You should be sent to the shower right now. That's the 3rd time he's whacked people like this. He's just a disgrace out there at the moment. He should be sent off the park. This guy is really a disgrace right now with the game. He should be sent to the shower. He's done this 3 times. Once in the back to Ronaldo, once in the back to Joe Moore, and there, a clear late tackle intending to intimidate on Kobe Jones. And I just think red cards should be taken out for that sort of stuff.
Jones, who has had an ankle problem last year. This is a brutal game, and this is outside the law of the game.
Yeah. Look at that. High foot and everything. Referee lets it go, says let the play go on, which is right, but he should have been out there with a red card and sending him to the shower.
Well, Mr. Barrett took command of the early incident when Ronaldo was pushed, but since then, and even before then, was letting a lot of contact go, and now this risk is really becoming ugly. Well, you can shock people and get a very good paycheck for it in the world of boxing. Segundo Mercado and Joseph Telenuca will battle for the NABF Super Middleweight Championship ESPN 2 Boxing. It'll be Friday at 9:30 Eastern Time on the Deuce. Wallace. And Acevedo. Reina on it. Oops, for a play. There's Eddie Stewart. Got the ball for a moment. Ramos with Harks to his right. Marks that little bit of space. And Thomas Dooley. Jones. Still perhaps hobbled the pass match. Aiden Connie hits Leon. Harks for Dooley moving up. Acevedo says Thomas didn't need to do that with that ball.
He kicked the dirt as well as the ball. Ooh, it's a dangerous ball.
Yeah, no. Stewart takes the pass, the safe pass. By heading it, Keller was able to touch it with his hands.
Good play by Ernie Stewart.
Claudio Reina.
Look at all this.
He goes down. This is ugly.
ugly, and the referee
Dangerous.
got to do something about it. There's only one way to stop it, and that's to send somebody off.
One thing to challenge, but
every time they go through, American players have success going through midfield.
there we go. That
They're
one's
taken
caught.
down.
Ramos is fouled, and that one is called against Plata. What now is approximately 90 seconds plus injury time here in this first half. Guatemala has achieved what they wanted to do. They are close to going into the locker room in a draw situation and intermission. Substitution for the U.S. in the waning minute. Brecky will make his national team debut for the United States. 10 days to U.S. citizen. He will replace Joe Max Morley. Kobe Jones has come off. Kobe Jones came off, yeah. Fedrak Radoslajevic, Brecky, who has made a name for himself with Kansas City in the MLS.
Good defense there by Claudio Reyna, getting back to sweeper. Tom Dooley was way up front.
Hart wide to Stewart. Watch by Hiron. Stewart using that speed. And a goal kick.
Yep, good run out of real estate over there. But good idea to use that speed. Interesting to see where Brecky's going to play, as you see Kobe Jones getting some ice on that knee where he was whacked with that assault by the number 11 player for Guatemala, Leon.
Well, Brecky comes on. We thought we might see him for 45 minutes. We'll probably see him for 47 minutes now as he comes on with approximately a minute or so for injury time in the first half. The kind of player Steve Sampson will change your game with his speed and offensive ability.
That is terrific close-in skills. He's going to play up top just off Ronaldo. He played the Joe Max Moore position, and Joe Max has gone back into midfield to play on the right side of midfield where Kobe Jones had been. Now, that's a loss to the U.S. Kobe Jones, so you see Joe Max there. Joe Max is now going to play right side of midfield. Kobe's speed is hard to match, and Joe Max is fast, but he's not that fast.
Laka on the ball, Dooley gets the foot in, and now controls the situation. Gives it away to Machon. Machon with a punch. They're elected by Lalas.
Very dangerous thing for Lalas to try, of course, to go to ground in the penalty area.
Machon back on sloppy play by the U.S. defense, and it could prove fatal one of these times if Dooley wins it. No one's sure exactly who's going to go in there and keep it. Machon goes down, and a foul against Dooley.
Well, the U.S. just playing tip-top, top-top kind of defense there, and at this stage of the game, you just want to get the ball cleared. I mean, obviously you want to hold possession as much as possible, but under pressure, late in the half, you don't want to give anything away, and safety first is a better thing to do, and just whack it away with a minute to go. We're into a minute 19 now, time out at home.
Rodas. And saved very well. Good hustle. Sam Ramos. Looking for Ronaldo. Looks on for Brecky. His first touch as a member of the national team. Playing it wide for Joe Max Moore. Injury time at RFK Stadium. Scoreless match. USA-Guatemala World Cup qualification. And in what has been a very physical match. Ernie Stewart in the sunshine side of the field. Reyna. Stewart makes a run. Claudio Reyna. Laying it back. Hart pass to embarrass the referee. Now Stewart. Get to see a hard tackle in the sequence. More for Brecky. A little bit of time and space. Brecky with a left foot. Oh, just missing. A whistling drive with his left foot.
Well, that's why he's in the team, and that's why we're so glad he's a U.S. citizen. You saw this wonderful decision by him to cut inside and let it go between two defenders. It just whistled over. Best shot in a long time for the USA. But Brecky knows, Bob, that one should have been in. By his standards, that should have been in.
And it is halftime in what has proven to be a physical game of high-stakes qualification. Leon, yet officially to get a card, but he has been the rock and at times the brutal rock on defense for Guatemala. Truckee coming close in injury time, but we're at the half of the nation's capital. USA and Guatemala, they are scoreless.
The road to World Cup 98 continues. Pepsi presents World Cup qualifying in USA versus Costa Rica, Saturday, December 14th at Stanford Stadium in Palo Alto, California. Bring your biggest American flag and make Stanford rock. The USA battles Costa Rica. Call 408-985-GOAL. That's 408-985-GOAL.
It's here. A special offer from Kodak on Walt Disney's Toy Story. It promises to be one of the most popular videos ever. Just buy a specially marked Kodak Gold Film Value Pack and get a coupon that instantly saves you $5 on this exciting movie that brings toys to life. Pick up a specially marked Kodak Gold Value Pack today. It's your instant ticket to Toy Story.
Welcome to Very Fine. I'm Sam. Hope you enjoy the tour. My family's been fascinated with fruit for over 100 years.
The team learns about the 100% natural fruit juices.
I'll show you how we make our orange juice. Come on. We're purists. We use only Florida oranges.
Now everyone knows why the best fruit makes the best tasting juice, and why Jason wasn't drafted by the pros. Who makes them is what makes them very fine.
Come fly out, friendly sky.
The road to the World Cup 98 on ESPN, and it's been a very physical, at times brutal, match here between the USA and Guatemala. And the road to the World Cup continues next Sunday. United States playing Trinidad and Tobago. That match down the road about 90 miles from Washington and Richmond, Virginia. Live coverage on ESPN2 at 1 p.m. Eastern Time next Sunday. The Sanders are here. Sam's Army, they've yet to secure a goal. The U.S. and Guatemala are scoreless.
Hey, Susan, what are you doing tonight?
Well, first we're going over to George's Pizza.
George's Pizza for dinner?
Yes, the George's Pizza is more than just a pizza place. It's a friendly neighborhood bar with a family feeling to it. And they've got great food and a friendly staff that makes you feel right at home. They've got a one-man band Thursday night, karaoke Friday and Saturday, and football specials on Sundays and Monday nights.
That sounds like fun.
It is. Why don't you meet us then?
George's Pizza. It's more than just an eating experience.
The look is classy. The style impeccable. The clothing is Lindsay Item Limited. From personalized service to custom fitting, Lindsay Item Limited features the finest fashion from all over the world. Menswear includes designs from Brioni, Oxford, Salia, and James Barnes. Women's fashions include Gary Griffin, Candy Staff, NR1, Michael Simon, and May and more. Exceptional clothing, exceptional service. That's exclusively Lindsay Item Limited. North Main Street, Tyson.
24 hours of sports news is a wonderful idea. That way you can have sports coverage of everyone, not just the headline grabbers, but all God's children. The less talented, the less athletically gifted.
Long series that could lead towards France, and should lead towards France, for the USA in 1998. The opposition and some history. Well, in their third ever World Cup appearance, the USA beat England, and it shook up the world. It took 40 years to qualify again. In Italy, the U.S. failed to win a single match. In 94, USA hosted. For the first time ever, made it to the second round. From 1990 to 95, the U.S. rose in the FIFA rankings from 4 to number 12 on the fastest advances in history. And now, Coach Steve Sampson and his players thinking about their prospects and goals for France in 98.
Depending on the draw, depending on the health of our players, going into the World Cup, God willing, we qualify for the World Cup. It will be our goal to get to that third round.
But first, the U.S. has to qualify for France.
could be harder than it appears.
All of our opponents are opponents that have developed their national team program over the last couple of years with a lot of effort in getting to France. Guatemala has played more international matches in the last few months than in the history of the national team program.
U.S. opponents in this round, let's look at them. Guatemala with Juan Carlos Plata, a forward with 6 goals in 11 matches. Jorge Rodas with San Jose of the MLS, a team playmaker. And in the net, the athletic Edgar Estrada, one of the highest-rated keepers in CONCACAF. Trinidad has Anthony Florica, tremendous goal scorer, finisher, plenty of speed. And there's Evan Wise. Like example, they meet his teammate Valderrama. Great moves and great vision. One of 10 Trinidadians to play professionally overseas. And then there is Costa Rica. Forward Barrigan Lama, a solid scorer and a good, strong left foot. And a young star, Yapa Soda of Costa Rica, good on the ball. But the most important opponent could be the Central American fan. Well, Lassiter knows about it.
It's going to be very tough for the U.S. because this is a different atmosphere. These guys will throw things at you. They would say bad words to you. They would do anything possible to destroy your concentration.
The team from here can beat us. If we're not at the top of our game, we can lose to Guatemala, and we can lose to El Salvador, and we can lose to those teams. But we have to make sure that we play our best games, and if we do, then I think no one can touch us. As long as our players are focused and are prepared to play, we can and should beat anybody in the CONCACAF region. But the key is that the chemistry is right, that the relationships both on and off the field are right, that they're focused, and that they take every single opponent seriously. We have to go into countries like Guatemala where it's going to be very difficult to play in front of 70,000 people, and it's going to be real difficult. I just hope that we're prepared for it and that we're concentrated enough to know that in any one game that we lose, we could lose the chance to go to the World Cup.
Certainly a different atmosphere. The U.S. favored to get to France in 1998, and to look at the 3 teams they will have to face in this opening round of qualification. We're at halftime in the nation's capital, USA and Guatemala, on the road to France, World Cup 98. 45 minutes, a brutal, physical, at times exciting game. It's USA and Guatemala, scoreless. Along with Seamus Mallon, I'm Bob Lee, and we saw early on Guatemala come out and take some shots at Keller and test before they even got around to the physical tactics.
Well, certainly Casey Keller is a fabulous goalkeeper, and he was tested very, very early by a wonderful piece of work by Machon, who gets a very difficult ball played into him. Look how tightly Machon is marked. Now, what's the ball come to? See that good first touch is setting up the left-footed shot. He doesn't hesitate to get it in, and Keller does the wise thing for his first touch and knock it over the top. Here's the challenge by Winalda on Rodas. Definitely a foul, and he walks away saying, oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. But they say, sorry, apologies not enough, try this. And they whack him over, and there's a yellow card for that. And there is that dreadful tackle by Leon, the third that he had committed this time on Kobe Jones, but nothing given for that. But look about this. Precky's first shot as an American citizen on goal almost caught the upper corner, his trademark, just off target.
Precky came on. Jones went off in the 43rd minute. Your numbers of the first half, and the significant one, yes, the fouls, 11 against Guatemala, 5 against the U.S. Each of the coaching staffs had words for Charles Barrett, the referee, as he walked off at the intermission. Scoreless at this point. The USA looking for 3 points, would love a goal, and we've got 45 minutes to go.
It's Japan's toughest combat event, Mad Race.
Which is brought to you by Pepsi-Cola, the official soft drink of the U.S. national teams. By United Airlines. Come fly the airline that is uniting the world. And by Kodak Fun Saver Pocket Camera. It's serious fun. Scoreless at the half, but we have not lacked for action. Scoring chances either way. Casey Keller tested, and fouls galore. 11 against Guatemala in the first half. 2 yellows shown, 2 cards shown. Now the Guatemalan fans, nice to know that they're paying their cable bills and enjoying the soccer as well. This is the group. The United States, their first match. Costa Rica on top. Guatemala with a point on the road against Trinidad and Tobago. And, of course, Costa Rica will host Guatemala in 2 weeks and host the USA December 1st. Canada is through, but later today in Burnaby, British Columbia, they'll be playing El Salvador. They got through by drawing with Panama last Sunday in a very physical, brutal match, not unlike this one. Mexico will play on Wednesday against Honduras. They beat St. Vincent and the Grenadines last Wednesday 5-1 at Aztec Stadium in Mexico City, and Bora Milutinovic was booed by only winning 5-1. That is the pressure of World Cup qualification. That is the pressure these men know well. The expectations of an entire country. The Guatemalans are feeling that today. And these American players, as Ernie Stewart makes his way out talking with Mike Burns, know that they need 3 points today.
Yeah,
Leon in the middle of that huddle.
And this team, Bob, they need 1 point, they feel. As you look at Casey Keller, who has held the fort pretty well, going down in front of Sam's Army now, who greet him. And but Guatemala, you got to say they've gotten away with some stuff here in the first half, but they've also been very, very effective at taking the game plan away from Steve Sampson. They've nullified some of the wing attacks. They've also had some pretty good counterattacks themselves.
Steve Sampson featured on today's game program. Marvelous run with Copa America in the summer of '95, beating Argentina, but the pressure of this, the World Cup, is new to this man as a head coach, as a national coach. And the qualification, the U.S., of course, unless you're just a casual fan of the sport, you know that the U.S. did not have to qualify for World Cup '94. Guatemala to kick off, and U.S. Soccer and ESPN would like to thank Pepsi and all the other U.S. Soccer sponsors for allowing today's game action to be brought to you commercial-free. And we're underway at RFK Stadium in the second half as the shadows continue to crawl up towards the top of your television set. As Agus gets a head down, but Machon is on it. Moore comes through. Oh, dangerous through the box and almost put it right under the foot of Plata.
Well, Joe Max in your picture there, he's got to do the kind of work that was done by Kobe Jones in tracking back to cover that space for the United States. But once he got on the ball in his own penalty area, he made a bad mistake by putting the square ball. So it's crucially important that he keep doing, making the retreating runs, but he's got to do better on the ball than that.
Ramos, watched by Plata, number 15. Nice bit of work. Rodas watching. Reyna won all the dummies to Moore. Into the box looking for Reyna. Knocks it back. The shot bounding down. Save Estrada. And the rebound is out.
Wow, very good play by the U.S. there. Nice build-up. Again, jumping away from late tackles left and right. And managing to get a very good cross in. Here's the look of the replay. See the nice header back here for the shot and goal. But a well-done piece of work by Estrada in the defending in his goal area, and he seems to be hurt.
Giron went down as well. A collision there. And I'm sure the referee did not call for assistance.
There's some Guatemala players warming up. Number 9 player is warming up.
Until Kobe Jones not on the U.S. bench getting treatment, we would think in the locker room he has not reemerged in the second half. Of course, those injuries intended, I would think, at some point to slow the pace of this game.
Absolutely. Mario Acevedo is warming up for... But a corner kick here for Tab Ramos. Tab Ramos looking for Alexi Lalas, running to the near post.
Goes far post and right on to Edgar Estrada, who made that save moments earlier. You see on his left, to your right, that ribbon on his arm, as all the Guatemalan players have it to commemorate the tragedy of 2.5 weeks ago, which has motivated this team. Now Plata in the midfield with a lift. Dooley to Stewart. Rodas, and another collision and another foul whistled.
John Harkes has had a tough game today, Bob. As we look at the summary.
The Bud game summary, Preki with more of the offensive thrust, 16 fouls in this match so far. Valencia in a very physical game. And a throw-in. Joe Max Moore, number 9, back in the midfield with Preki moving up front, running with Ronaldo in the forward position.
10 players now, 11 players for Guatemala behind the ball. So very clearly what their tactic is to drop back and defend.
Stewart deflected. Funes puts it out. A scoreless draw would just be fine. It would set up a celebration, I think, in Guatemala. They would get a point out of this match. Lalas in the air. Agus trying to win that ball. Now Dooley with Valencia.
Dooley playing off the back as a sweeper there, with Eagles getting in some trouble, but getting out of it all right.
Claudio Reyna nods it down to Joe Max Moore. They've got 3 men running up the left side. One of them, Eric Winalda. Oh, he intercepts the back heel from Leon. Winalda puts it in front. Chipped away from Brecky. Sent back in by Joe Max, but Jones sent Reyna down. And all the way back to Keller. Three points in the table for a win, 1 for the draw. U.S. opens with 2 home matches. You'll see next Sunday's match against Trinidad and Tobago on ESPN2, and down went Funes with Reyna walking away from the scene of the challenge.
Let's take a look at this foul. You see Funes turn away nicely there, and then there's a whack on the ankle by Reyna. And Funes looked like he was hurt, but in fact that should take more time off the clock. He's perfectly okay.
John takes a push from Brecky. A lot of stuff going unwhistled. And we have had some ugly moments in this match.
There's another late tackle.
And Valencia, and down goes Reyna. It really has degenerated, and it's a shame.
It is.
Just if you like the sport, regardless of who you might be rooting for. Funes with a ball. Oh, Joe Max Moore missed, but had to come back for that one. Ramon Ruano, number 17. Jorge Rodas, number 5, curling it in.
Good attack by Guatemala there.
Julio Rodas, number 14.
Yep, Julio getting down there, but well challenged in the air by the tough defenders. But look at that, another late tackle, this time by Herman Ruano.
But that is the reality today. Stuff like that is not going to be called, has not been called, and right now Guatemala would be thrilled, as we said, for the draw. The United States needing the win today to really establish their strategy of qualification. Claudio Reyna, Valencia challenging. Funes, number 10. Machon challenging. Reyna wins the ball nicely. John Hartz, who's had a quiet day. Hartz. There's Joe Max Moore. Got Brecky well across, and that ball won by Ruano. Back on it, or rather Moore.
It's a penalty area filled with blue shirts. Look, 8 of them in there.
Reyna. Winalda went on. Estrada had it.
Good cross from Reyna. Right to Eric Winalda. Took up a good position inside and got a good flashing header on goal, but right at Estrada. Good stuff now by the U.S. We look at the replay. Nice turning, twisting header there by Winalda. There's a chance now for Joe Max Moore.
Moore.
Dribbling into trouble again. Sorry, Bob, but it's very obvious that Guatemala, as soon as they see a player dribbling out, they bring 2 or 3 defenders over and concentrate, congest as much as possible the ball carrier space and try to strip it.
Rodas reverses play. Julio Huron, number 16. Acevedo, number 8. Goes down. And a foul.
Another tackle, this time by Ramos. We'll get a look at this and see how serious it is. Machon makes a nice deke away, and then you'll see the late tackle in there. Tough tackle. I don't know that I would categorize as quite as hard as the one that leveled this man. Kobe took him out of the game, Kobe Jones, on the sideline.
He came out just before halftime. Brecky went on and whistled a missile. Did Brecky just wide above the L of the goal, the juncture of the post and the crossbar in the final moments of the first half. We've yet to see a goal. We have seen plenty of fouls, plenty of challenges, and hot tempers. And late challenges as Valencia will toss that away and waste a little bit more time, and that's just part of the gamesmanship. This is World Cup qualification. Joe Max Moore, Winalda. Moore back on it. Your handball there by Funes, but Guatemala has it. Leon intercepted by Winalda and cleared by Funes.
U.S. needs to get out of these congested situations, Bob. They need to switch the ball to the other side faster. At the moment, they're getting trapped in seas of players like this. See all those players in there. They're going to lose a lot of those battles. They've got to spread the ball, change direction a lot faster, and help each other out a bit more.
Wallace up the wing. Brecky. reverses play.
Yeah, exactly now what he should have done, what the others should be doing. Good move by Brecky here to switch the play.
Reyna on the ball. Moore. Got Winalda in the middle of the box. Looking for Winalda with that ball in front. Goal! And a big, big one. Winalda gets the USA on top.
Tremendous finish by Winalda, who got behind the last defender, Eduardo Acevedo. Took the ball beautifully off his chest, and then, unhesitatingly, hammered it on a volley into the corner. But what a great cross after good patient interpassing. And look at this ball. Great first touch on the right foot, and then the slam home with the left foot. Tremendous play by Eric Winalda, and a very remarkable cross by Claudio Reyna over the top of the defense. Acevedo couldn't get to it. 1-0 USA.
Winalda, the all-time leading scorer for the U.S. national team, his 26th career goal, his 8th of the year, and a very big one in a very tight physical game, and the U.S. has the lead. It came in the 55th minute, and Reyna with the assist, and Reyna back on the ball. And if you thought that the tough tackles and challenges would diminish, no, it'll even pick up more so now. But now Guatemala knows they need a goal if they want to get out of here with a point. Eric Winalda, his 75th appearance for the national team. It came in the 55th minute. U.S. Soccer Federation Male Athlete of the Year. That was named earlier last week.
Well, that was a great goal. And the build-up, you got to give credit to Brecky and all of that, because he was on the far side. He got a ball himself, and rather than try to do something, he looked up, he saw that there was some space on this side, and he immediately drilled it. And that was the first time in this half that they've been able to switch play, and a goal comes out of it. So good, intelligent play by Brecky, who's added a lot to this team. Tremendously useful addition with his experience and scoring power.
Valencia, Wallace intercepts. Brecky on the ball. An offside lead for Winalda. Clearly offside.
Yeah, definitely offside. Winalda not looking over his shoulder until too late.
Eric Winalda in our Bud scoring summary. Reyna, beautiful cross from the left side after Brecky had reversed the play, and Winalda settles, bangs it home, which is what he's paid to do as Lawless nods it away from that Sean. Giron, number 16 on it. Agus for the challenge in the air. Funes, number 10 for Guatemala.
Very nice play by Funes. Good combination. Almost came off there.
Valencia. Winalda comes back, holds the hands up to say, I'm not fouling. He's in the middle of a couple of touches today. Claudio Reyna with the assist on that goal. Wins the ball. Ramos. Waldo, as he's done, Winalda, number 11, back to Joe Max Ford, who has dropped back in the midfield since late in the first half. Arts.
Well, Arts wants to spread it a little bit high for the average player.
Stewart chasing, though, with Leon. But the texture, the tenor, the tone, and the feeling of this game, and the atmosphere of the stadium has changed with that goal that has, I think, lifted a little bit of the angle of pressure off that man's chest.
Well, it's not over yet by any means. This is a tough team, and we have seen Guatemala in their counterattacking the first half look very skillful and dangerous around the box. So the U.S. cannot afford to sit back and protect this lead. Brecky almost springing Stewart there, but they've got to defend. Brecky going back now to defend. So they need a great team effort now to keep the ball as much as possible. No mistakes at the back, and hopefully get a clinching second goal. That's what the USA needs.
Ernie Stewart with it. Offside flag is up as Winalda made his move as you check the National Football League scores. And Moore and Winalda, 40 goals between them now as national teammates, and the rest of today's starting lineup with 49.
Yeah, Winalda not screaming at the linesman there, don't get me wrong. He's upset with Ernie Stewart for not releasing that ball earlier when he made his run, and by the time the ball was released, Winalda had made his sprint into space and was offside.
We'll check out all the scores from the afternoon with our 28:58 updates, and you can watch the USA leading Guatemala 1 to nothing, and a whistle.
That's a dreadful call. That's a terrible call. Terrific tackle by Reyna. Stole the ball away, and the other player took a dive and gets a free kick.
Substitution will be coming shortly for Guatemala. They'll be inserting that man, Rudy Ramirez, a 29-year-old forward, and he'll be going on for Plata. Plata comes out.
Yep. Ramirez is a dangerous player. He's the player, Bob, who scored the goal in Trinidad, in Port of Spain, Trinidad, to give them the 1-1 draw. So he is a dangerous. Plata has been ineffectual up front.
Agus challenging for that ball. Stewart lifts it out of the area. Acevedo puts it wide. Stewart chasing and putting it up the wing. Ronaldo looking for it. Brecky with the ball. A nice piece of hustle here with Ronaldo on it, with men coming down the opposite flank, but it's intercepted there by Rojas. And quickly, Guatemala on the counterattack. Cuna is number 10, watched by Agus. That was Valencia heading behind him.
A good retreating run by Joe Max Moore, and your picture there, Joe, has to do that work. He's got to get back. And he was down the other end looking for a hopeful cross from Ronaldo. He got back well.
So much of the strategy of the game off the ball, and you're seeing it for Moore and Stewart in wing midfield. And there is Eric Ronaldo, the goal scorer in this game, and an offside ball again. This time it was Brecky offside.
Now, that's a bad decision by Brecky, because he's on the far side. He's looking across the field. He has the ability to see where the defense is. It's not like he's going to look over his shoulder. He should have been able to pull up and wait for that ball to go through and then pursue it.
Moore in the air wins it. Here's Eric Ronaldo. Valencia's on it. Guatemala. Nunes with that low header. Valencia. He goes flying. The couple with Reyna.
No foul there. Nothing. Given a foul?
Well, Charles Barrett, our referee, I believe, yes, indicated the foul. Steve Sampson off the bench.
Well, maybe there was a foul. Take it back. Yep, he did get him. I thought it was a bit of a plunge. Steve was there, and he thought there was nothing in it but a rather low aesthetic dive, but it was not. There seemed to be a touch by a U.S. player. Composure critical now for the U.S. team. This is the kind of game they're going to be facing between now and November '97. Every game is going to be this kind of tough play.
Wallace lifts it up. Keller comes out and takes command of his goal area.
These crosses coming in now, Bob, from Guatemala are difficult for Keller because they're coming in and dropping short, and it's tough for him to make a decision to come get it. He hasn't been coming to get it because he doesn't feel he can get to it fast enough, and the miss kick there just turned out well for the USA by Wallace.
Long punt by Keller. And off. Ronaldo. This is Claudio Reyna, who had the assist on Ronaldo's goal. Ricky working in the box on the far side. Joe Max Moore makes a run. Reyna lays it off to Ronaldo. Little 1-2 work. There's Ronaldo running on. Can he get the cross? Ooh! Saved very nicely by Acevedo. Did not go out. Nice bit of skill. Off the chest of Vegas. And now Funes goes down, fouled by Moore. Hockey Tuesday evening here on ESPN. Brad Hull and rookie Jim Campbell leading St. Louis in against Toronto Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern, right after SportsCenter on ESPN.
Well, that was a bad foul by Joe Max Moore. It's not just the Guatemalans who are wrecking people. Joe Max coming in from behind there, which didn't create any physical damage, it seems.
And Ramos, a little bit of space perhaps. He had Brecky making a run on the near side, and now Stewart.
Brecky is wide open on the near side here because he switched over and his man didn't come with him.
Still, I believe, would have a chance to do some danger from that side. Dooley in a chase. Agus and Casey Keller.
That's not good play by the back of the United States, getting themselves under pressure. There's a forced Keller to kick, and kicking has not been his strong point today. He's been okay, but you don't want to put your keeper under that kind of pressure with a 1-0 lead.
Valencia with Funes to his right. Is right up the middle to the new player Ramirez, number 7. It's away from Agus, but now the U.S. in possession with the lead. 64th minute here in the nation's capital as they open World Cup qualifying. The United States has closed the gap in the fouls category. 22 fouls in this match, and many more on whistle.
Well, Guatemala has cleaned up its act a little bit. They've not been whacking people quite as much, but they now need more possession and more attack-minded mentality, so that's why that's changed.
Lachon, Valencia brings the ball down and then goes down. And Claudio Reyna. More for Winalda. Turkey makes a run up midfield. Winalda goes down. Foul against Guatemala. On Sunday, the U.S. plays Trinidad and Tobago. Then on the 24th, they go down to Port of Spain to play TNT. It's a very compact, compressed time frame for the U.S. Between now and December 21st, when they are scheduled to go to Guatemala. Whether that match will be played in Guatemala will be ruled on by FIFA shortly. But by Christmas, we'll know what this team is made of.
Well, Trinidad and Tobago have got a lot of good players playing overseas. Guatemala being very silly here. They're arguing with the referee. Time is running. They need the ball in play. They don't need the ball stopped. But Trinidad and Tobago, very good opponent for the U.S. And this is a tough first opponent, obviously. But Trinidad and Tobago will be, having had that horrible start, will be coming to Richmond, Virginia next week, and they'll be just coming flying to get back into the thick of this race.
Bad ball there by Roda. You see pigeons in the midst of play. Ramos. Brecky, number 14. Brecky, nice bit of work to get free on the ground and intercepted by Rodas.
Well, there's the characteristic Brecky shift and dodge. Wonderful skill on the ball.
Wallace challenged, but Ramirez still on the ball, number 7 for Guatemala. Acevedo for Rodas. Jorge Rodas, number 5. Funes from the midfield, number 10, lays it back. Ruano was there with him. This is Valencia. Reyna trying to get a foot down. Lachon with a touch to the 18. Stewart got a foot in, and now Moore puts it out. Now the U.S. not dropping everybody back, but playing with defense in mind. Ruano's ball. Wallace couldn't win it. Hiron, number 16.
Yeah, good stuff by Guatemala here. They're doing well. Getting a lot of players forward, looking dangerous.
Hiron. Skying it well back.
Yeah, Valencia going, sorry, that was not Valencia, that was number 16.
Hiron, Julio Hiron.
Yeah, Julio Hiron.
Well, they've got the goal they were waiting for. Sam's Army, the boosters of the U.S. national side, a group that was born on the internet and has taken root and flourished into quite the group of boosters.
Great fans, wonderful fans. They stand behind the goal.
They stand the whole match.
That's right. They want to sort of, that's their statement of support. The way the game used to be years and years ago, standing people behind the goal, so they want to be part of that.
They chant some things that we can repeat, some things that we choose not to. But they have a great time, and frankly today, they're needed because this house, as was evident through the first half, very pro-Guatemalan. Some of that is a little bit surprising, given the fact that the U.S. national team has put so many good skins up on the wall in the last 2 years with World Cup that still the U.S. faces an emotional tide against them on home matches.
Well, we'll hope that changes pretty soon because they can use the support.
Marks comes through, and we have a whistle foul against Guatemala, and another player down.
But guess who? And guess who committed the foul?
I would think Mr. Leon.
Oh, you are so observant, Bob. This man is just, it's amazing this guy is still on the field. Because he got whacked from behind again, right in the lower back. And he is in pain. Tom Dooley is not a con artist. He is a consummate professional. He does not play act on the field.
No.
That was a nasty blow to the lower back.
From a man who was charged with being the centerpiece today of the U.S. defense, has done that. Steve Sampson wanted the sweeper, wanted to go 3 backs, the man markers, and Thomas Dooley as the sweeper.
Well, this is not good news. This is not good news. Leon has done some damage again. They got rid of Kobe Jones. Now it looks like they're getting... look at here comes Leon in from the back. Again, whacked with the knee into his back, into the lower back. This is just ridiculous. I mean, this tackle from behind is supposed to be eliminated from the game. I mean, the U.S. has committed some offenses too of this variety, but the absolute egregious offenses have been by the Guatemalans, and they keep getting away with it.
Can you imagine if it comes down to December 21st in Guatemala, how physical that match would be if qualification depends on it? Preki with a missile.
Nice setup by Preki, nice setup by the U.S. We saw them working on this in practice yesterday. A little bit far out, perhaps, but Preki's got that long-distance shooting ability. 30,082. Watch this one as we take a look at the rebound. A nice touch away, finds a space, and it's just a little bit more accuracy that would have sneaked in by the post. So the U.S. now playing with 10 players, although Dooley is trying to trot back onto the field. He is back on the field, but he's not looking very comfortable.
Now, he's on the ball there with a touch and with a back heel, but gave it away.
Yeah, that's not Tom Dooley. They're going to have to think about...
He can barely walk.
Yeah, they're going to... I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with here. Who's a possible defensive replacement.
Machone's ball. Reina's on it. Keller comes out. I don't know if they were together on their communication there. Funes challenging. Ramirez tangling with Lalas, who gets the foul call. Ramirez was backing. Alexis says, God, the tall guy, you call me because I'm bigger. And Dooley is obviously laboring and still grasping at his lower back, and Keller will be tested here.
Mike Burns is warming up for the United States. Mike Burns, who is a very good outside back, primarily. Plays outside midfield as well. So it's not a real help to the center of the defense. They'll have to do some juggling back there, maybe move Lawless into a center position. They might go into a four-back situation at this point. We'll have to wait and see what they do. But with Dooley struggling badly, that's a huge loss if he has to come out, not just because of his skill, but because of his leadership and his masterminding of the defense. Meanwhile, this game could be tied up in a minute, given the skill of Guatemala in these kinds of situations.
Jorge Rodas near the ball. That is the wall just outside the penalty area. Jorge Rodas goes over the ball. Here comes Heron with a shot into the wall. Leon lifts it onside, settled in the box, and Keller is there to scoop it up with Ramirez in front. With Rodas, Julio Rodas putting it in front.
Always the scary part of those situations is when the ball is cleared. And the offside trap can be beaten by one player going in, as you see him doing so well here, Rodas. But then Keller prepares for the body shot, and he's okay.
Claudio Reina, outside the U.S. penalty area, is down and in distress in a match that has just seen this scene. If you've just joined us, you're seeing a microcosm of the match. You've missed Eric Winalda's goal, but players on both sides down frequently. Only two, you know, it's amazing. How could only two yellows have been shown into the 72nd minute?
Yeah, it's that defies the imagination. Burns is going to go in, and we'll see what happens on the alignment at the back. They've got to
and we'll have another substitution.
Rearrange the alignment at the back. Reina is going to come out too, I think.
Brian McBride will be going on and making his 5th national team appearance. So Claudio Reina is coming off. Young Brian McBride played with Columbus, the Crew in the MLS. Tom Dooley says, go get him, Mike. And Bernsey comes on.
So Bernsey comes on with Agus and Lalas at the back.
And we'll see who'll sweep. McBride not yet allowed into the match. He's now just handed in his substitution pass to the 4th official. So the other substitution is yet to be made as Moore gets ahead to it. Winalda 2.
And Reina is still in the game.
Adjusted down by Mike Burns. And maybe let's see if it's Jeff Agus sweeping, perhaps. But they got to a 4-back alignment. As Winalda's on it, still inbound. Now it slipped over the touchline.
No, he still can't get the substitution in. Now Agus, it looks like he is going to play in the center. They're still using 3 backs, but I'll tell you, Ernie Stewart on the right side is going to have to come back a little bit extra more now, as well as Joe Max Moore.
Well, the chess game continues as Leon, who has been the physical, brutal, and at times over-eager defender, gets it up to Funes. Offside flag is up on the lead for Herman Roano, number 17. And let's see if that will allow Brian McBride to come on here and work that qualification. Still, Mr. Barrett has not signaled him on.
No, he's not going to make a change at a... or is he allowing it to happen? His signals are mysterious.
Cryptic.
Yeah.
And now it is done as Reyna comes out. Brian McBride comes on.
Well, Brian McBride is strictly a front runner player, so he's going to go up top with Ronaldo, but they'll probably just play off each other. I can't imagine that Ronaldo's going to go back and play midfield defense.
McBride has an immediate challenge as Parks couldn't get that ball, and Rodoff sends it, but there's Ernie Stewart. In the diminishing sunlight hitting the field here in RFK, John wins the ball. He has been a very good impact player today for Guatemala. Alicia Ramirez and Vegas to Casey Keller.
Better by Casey. Nice touch back by Agus.
Wallace in the air, which is his trademark, settled by Funes. Now Ruano with a ball, touched by Rodoff. So here Rodoff in front. Through the penalty area as Machon runs on. Martin Machon with a left foot. Knocked out at the 6 by Stewart and cleared. Acevedo, number 8.
Yeah, well, that's a giveaway, though, by the U.S. See that Stewart just drove it out of there. Let's see, we can't afford to do that. You've really got to try to hold possession here. And actually, that's one of the problems there for the U.S. is losing Claudio Reyna. They lose a player who's really so skillful at midfield holding the ball and keeping possession, and they will need that if they're going to be protecting a one-goal lead.
And they've already lost Tom Dooley. Ruano. And now Valencia, number 19. Jorge Rodas, out there with his brother. And Ramirez on his left foot, blocked by Agus at the 18. Lifted by Wallace.
Good pass by Wallace. He looked to drive it, but then did the wise thing and played it to a teammate. When you're under pressure like that, there's an awful emotional tendency to just clear your lines because you're under such pressure. But you've got to fight that tendency. You've got to look for a passing target, an outlet, as Wallace did that time, did very well. He's had a lot of action in the center of the fence today. And his New England Revolution teammate, Mike Burns, is going to be playing an important role in the last 15 minutes, too.
Nice header by McBride to Ronaldo, and he goes down. And who's in the middle of that? Leon 11 again. As Ronaldo goes down in a heap in the 76th minute, now 77th minute. And an immediate restart. Hartz. Over to Stewart, dummied well by Trecky. Ronaldo. More to his right. McBride in front, looking for Brecky. And cleared by Guatemala to Valencia. Nice bit as he slid and came up on the ball, but now tapped. Ramos comes back, and Jeff Agus.
That's better. That's better soccer by the U.S. Finding each other, not making difficult pass, but keeping good possession. And getting it to Brecky, who's a very good visionary. Look at that. What a good ball by Brecky. He's hit several passes like that that have helped stretch the defense.
Eric Ronaldo against Valencia, and down goes Waldo again. This time Valencia takes him down.
And you see gesturing.
Tough day. A lot of professional fouls given. Bowling coming your way, the Greater Harrisburg Open. Wednesday at 8 Eastern. Jason Couch, defending champion. To see Hall of Famers like Marshall Holman and Wayne Webb live here on ESPN. Acevedo lifts it out. Got it down by Hartz. Brecky. Ernie Stewart. Stewart still on the ball. As it was out and last touch by the defense, it will be a corner kick for the United States in the 78th minute.
Ernie Stewart with a good move there. He did a terrific job getting by his player. He just stumbled as he went by him. Otherwise, he would have been able to accelerate faster and would not have had the challenge at the line that eventually resulted in the corner kick. But Stewart's speed still there, very much in the 78th minute.
Ramos with the corner kick. McBride and Ronaldo are in the box, and they are alone for the U.S. right now. Estrada's right there. Burns a little indecisive how to play that ball, but gets it away from Valencia. Number 10, Funes.
coming forward for Guatemala. The right side here, the right fullback has come all the way up.
Burns watching Valencia. This Funes watched by Preki. Burns with the interception. Eric Winalda has the goal today, and when he scores, this year the U.S. 5 wins, 1 draw. 8 goals and an assist this year for Winalda.
And you'd think about the number of chances he had. I mean, you think he may have had 3 chances on goal. One was a header, another sort of 50-50 shots, but he got 1 really very good chance. And his technique on the first touch and his finishing volley were just so cool and composed. Wonderful stuff by Winalda. But the U.S. has got its work cut out for it to try to hold that 1-goal lead, because it looks as though that's what they're going to try to do.
Acevedo wins that ball, and here comes Herman Juano. Vegas in the air. Funes. Max Moore from behind. Ramos puts it out. 80th minute. The only goal, Eric Winalda's. And the U.S. looking to hold on and show it can protect the lead. Now Ruano into the box. Still on the ball. Ruano with the cross. Misfire in front and then put wide by Valencia. With Machon right in front and then Valencia with an attempt.
Oh, boy, this looked like curtains for the U.S. Valencia, the great one. Hager's lucky to get away with that foot reaching in. But a miss hit by Machon. Incredible miss hit. All the chances that a player of Machon's ability will get in a match like this, you would have thought that would have been a gimme. Machon's had a great game for Guatemala, but Valencia had a chance for the rebound and he blew it. But this is very much a dangerous period of the game because Guatemala is doing very, very well now, and the U.S. is back on its heels. The foul stops the flow of play.
Once again, another player down. And Eric Winalda, when you are known internationally as a scorer, and again it's Leon, you're a marked man, and marked man not in the soccer term. Harks looking to do the restart. He's got Ramos to his left, and Leon at the center of a lot of action, a lot of pain today. Sliced right on, and a nice attempt by McBride, and Estrada was there, took it right out of the air.
Well, McBride has a great instinct for scoring. Very good. Look at this now. He only has a chance to get 1 foot in, and he does, but he almost finds the upper near post, upper near corner. He got, to my mind, the goal of the year in Major League Soccer this year, although it went officially to Eric Winalda. I thought McBride's was the goal of the year.
Over 30,000 on hand on a chilly afternoon at RFK. Many of them rooting on Guatemala, but the Americans on hand hoping the U.S. can preserve. It's a 1-0 lead Ruano against Agus Ramirez in the middle of that as well. Number 7 challenging against Moore, but Ramos now finds Preki. He's got McBride making the run up the middle and Winalda on the opposite flank. And here comes Ernie Stewart making the run right up the middle. Preki still on the ball. Onside, no offside. The flag is up across the way as Winalda's in front.
Yeah. Well, that was a great counterattack. All started by a terrific release with Winalda at the end of it, but the great release was from Ramos over to Preki, and great dribbling by Preki. He pushes the ball through, but Winalda way, way offside there. Again, should have done better.
Guatemala on the attack, looking for the 1 goal they need for the 1 point they want, and Killer is right there as Julio Rodas sent that ball in.
And I'll tell you, Ernie Stewart came back in the center defense there, and these are tough moments for Steve Sampson. You can just see the anxiety in his face. This is very much Guatemala in control here, and the U.S. needs to establish some possession. Get the ball down the other end and hold it there for a little bit.
If it ends 1-0, it won't be a celebration. I think it'll be more relief.
Well, I think that's true. The first game of the World Cup series is always a tension-inducing one, and the U.S. has had to wait a long, long time for this. Everybody else has been playing for a while. They finally get into the action.
Preki in the middle of that action. Back to Tab Ramos with McBride on the right side, number 7. Ramos makes a run up the flank. There's the ball for him. Ramos looking inside, sliced out by Leon, and that was offside.
It was officially offside, but it looked onside to me. The linesman, I think, did not make a good decision there. It was well timed run by Ramos, but that's the call that's given. And here comes Guatemala again, looking very tough on the counters.
Ramirez taking off the ball. Now back on it to Valencia. He's got Ruano on the right wing, and Rodas to his right. Jorge Rodas. There's Valencia. Watched by Stewart. And that was out.
Well, he says it's a
Corner kick, Guatemala.
Ernie Stewart, look where he is. He was defending on the left side at the goal line. He's supposed to be a right-sided midfielder. Ernie Stewart is just playing his heart out. He's really had a great game, has Stewart.
But Joan will take the corner. Knotted out by Eagles. Settled by Valencia. Run on for the shot, deflected by McBride. Ruano. Funes against Mike Burns, who has come on for Thomas Dooley. Pat Ramos wins the ball. Some good work by the U.S., and now Burns with it. Possession is everything for the U.S., trying to protect a 1-0 lead and win 3 points. As Burns in a tussle there with Leon, who goes down and is nominated immediately for an Academy Award.
Absolutely. That was a total piece of acting. The two of them flailing arms at each other, there's no question. And Burns may get caught here for retaliation. That would be the absolute ironic injustice, if you will. There you see them both pulling at each other, and now he just takes a dive. It's a pathetic performance by a consummate con artist who is pretending he's hurt. And look at this.
Look at that. It's like we caught you on the convenience store on the security camera. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, they're all over each other. Both of them probably should get cards here if there's going to be any cards.
Now they're bringing the stretcher out for the non-injury.
But they're bringing the stretcher out now all the time to get players off the field and keep the game going. And that's a good idea because it gets rid of some of the pretense that's going on. He obviously is milking this for all it's worth and hoping to get Burns thrown out because it's a silly waste of time otherwise. There's nothing wrong with this guy. Nothing. But I'm sorry to say this so dramatically, but
abject shame perhaps why he's covering his face, but it is the international stage of World Cup qualification soccer, and it is part of the gamesmanship that goes on. Now let's see what miracle sponge will spring him to life so he can come back for the final 2 or 3 minutes.
Well, Burns gets a yellow. Leon gets an Academy Award, and you'll see Leon on his feet. Look at him. He jumps off the stretcher.
My gosh, they brought some water from Lourdes.
Well, this is, let's see here. You see a little pushing and pushing there. No question they both push. And then he just shoves him away, and down he goes. Mortally wounded, only to recover miraculously on the sideline. And that's the...
he did get a yellow.
Yeah, Burns got a yellow. I mean, see, and now look at Leon run back on. I mean,
amazing. The recuperative power is astounding.
Shameless gamesmanship there, and he got away with it. Got away with assault and battery in the first half, and he gets away with acting in the second half.
And he also may have effectively won his team a few more minutes of injury time because we are in the 87th minute. He looks okay. He's up and at it.
Yeah, no, it's very clever. I mean, Burns, he walked right into it. He was suckered into it. And Leon got away with it. Not the pretty side of soccer, but it is there.
There he is. Leon, number 11. McBride challenging. Funes for Jorge Rojas. Ruano in the box. Harks is there. And a foul outside the area as Ruano went down just outside the box. Goose can't believe it.
That's a terrible. That was an absolute dive also. This referee has been pathetic. Really, it's been to be conned again. Another con job. This time by Herman Ruano. Referee is fooled. Egas did not take him down. There was some incidental contact and he took a dive and got a free kick.
Just about 2 minutes from full time plus injury time, and Funes will take the free kick. Ramos and Moore. In the box, Keller sets his wall. Funes lays it back. Keller has it all the way on the shot by Rodas.
Great shot by Jorge Rodas from the San Jose Clash, but absolute confident goalkeeping by this man, Casey Keller. Beautifully set up, beautifully struck ball through the crowd of players. but terrific positioning by Casey Keller and very safe hands. No rebounds.
He shut out Newcastle last week. Personally, it is said tonight, Les Burton had a hat trick in the premiership, and he has been confident and in control today. A whistle from the referee's assistant on the near side, a flag up to indicate, and Steve Sampson.
What's that for? I mean, these calls are unbelievable.
Welcome to qualification. And now the giveaway is Brecky for McBride. He is onside. He has Winalda down the left side. McBride on the ball, looking in front. Jorge Rodas puts it out of trouble. We approach injury time. Winalda. Winalda, right on. Edgar Estrada.
Well, it's getting close to the last minute of official time, but there'll be a ton of time added on to this game because of all the stoppages for warnings and yellow cards and non-yellow cards and fake injuries and real injuries
and the one goal.
The
one goal that came in the 55th minute. Onside, here goes Winalda.
Now, he was offside that time. He got away with it.
Winalda in the box, lays it in front for McBride. Goal! And there she is. 3 points. 3 very big points on 2 goals. And Steve Sampson knows it's over effectively.
Well, Winalda, Estrada got to feel a little bit undone here. And done badly by because there's McBride. What a wonderful story this kid is. I absolutely have great respect for McBride. Showed us all his ability this season. But Lalas hits a great ball over the top. Winalda gets a bit of a break, having been offside a ton of times already. Comes in, look at this. Look at this soft pot touch from Winalda. Nice little glided ball right inside the defender, who's beaten by the run by McBride. So again, Winalda, nice goal to put them in the lead, and a super assist to set up McBride. Winalda's had a great game for the U.S., and McBride clinches it for them. Very important goal.
His first goal for the national side in his 5th appearance. Valencia and Moore have words and contact. This could degenerate in the injury time remaining as Guatemala knows this game is lost, the 3 points with it, and their attempt to bring joy to their nation in the face of the tragedy of 2.5 weeks ago has fallen short. And I'm sure their national press will eviscerate the refereeing, the conditions, and every other fortune that has befallen them today. But the fact is, the U.S. leads 2-0.
Well, Ernie Stewart and Ramirez exchanging a handshake there. That is really nice to see, and very responsible play by those 2 players late in this game.
Now Winalda with 2 defenders converging on him. Jorge Rodas pushes down Winalda. And no call given. Goal kick. Well into injury time. If you're tuning in for the National Horse Show, that'll be coming along momentarily. As soon as this game is over, in our Bud scoring summary, Winalda assisted by Reyna and McBride from Winalda.
I'll tell you, the return game in Guatemala City, Bob, as you mentioned, could be a nasty piece of business. And hopefully the qualification won't come down to that much.
Brecky now, watched by Eduardo Acevedo. A lead for McBride in the box. McBride, and Rodas let it go wide with Winalda on the near side. That is the final match of this round for the U.S., and the U.S. strategy would be to not have it come down to having to go to Guatemala City. And again, later this week, because of the tragedy and the security problems of the match of 2.5 weeks ago, FIFA will let Guatemala know whether they can host any more qualification matches.
Well, this was a tough, tough win for the U.S., and they showed a lot of character. They've got some wounds to lick. They got some players banged up.
Very professional showing. Well, our Snickers players of the game. Eric Winalda for the first goal for the United States.
And an assist, a crucial assist on the second one.
So Max Moore in the box, pushing it back. Waldo on the ball. Ramos, we just play out the clock. Over the head of McBride, Brecky onto it. Brecky, nice bit of work, looking for more in front.
Brecky is so good on that little Duke over there. He's one-on-one. He's wonderful to watch. What a great story it is for him.
You wonder if he might have earned himself some more time, and a lot more time, maybe a start against Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, it could be, but he's a great second-half weapon.
Martin Machon of Guatemala, the Snickers player of the game for the visiting side, as Winalda cuts inside. McBride crisscrossing behind him. Winalda tussling there with Acevedo, and now Machon on the ball in the 4th minute of injury time.
Machon did some great stuff out of midfield. He did have a bad miss when it could have been 1-1, and here's Machon now.
Machon to the left foot. Keller save! With his right hand, putting it wide. Tested late and right there.
Well, that's why we like Machon. Martin Machon with that tremendous left-footed drive. A great run through the defense, leaving the U.S. defense for dead. Now, what a super reflex save by Keller. Keller is really an extraordinary keeper.
And the importance of McBride's goal is shown as Keller comes to the 6th and says, I've got it, lads.
Yeah, no problem for Casey Keller. It's a great story for Casey, too, to come into this U.S. team after a lot of frustration with Bora at the hands of Bora Milutinovic back in '94.
And the call for him to be in the side, and today he has a shutout. The U.S. has 3 very important points. McBride with the 2nd goal, and again, a very professional showing for the U.S. in the face of questionable calls and a very physical game.
Very physical game indeed, but this is what they got to be ready for, and they showed after some tough going in the first half. They told they're ready for it.
The handshakes belie the violence at times of this game, and Steve Sampson, some relief and 3 points. The USA opens at home with a World Cup qualifying win over Guatemala. We've got more. Don't go away. A World Cup qualifying and the pressure and at times the violence, but the USA with a 2-0 win over Guatemala. We will see you next Sunday from Richmond, Virginia on ESPN2. Jameis and I will bring you the USA against Trinidad and Tobago. The goal there, 3 more points. Coming up next, the National Horse Show Finals. Today's final, the USA 2, Guatemala nothing. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader.